Hey guys, I'm back. January has finally come to an end. We are officially in February, and I thought we would recap all the books that I read in January. I read 13 books throughout the month of January, which I felt like was pretty good for me. I will say that one of the reasons I got to 13 was because I did binge read a 6-book series. She's an intellectual, what can I say? So I thought we would talk about all the books that I read through the month of January and tell you my thoughts on them and rank them and do all the fun, hot things. So buckle up, get a drink, sit down, and let's do the damn thing. We're gonna start off strong with the entire Ironside Academy series, which I have gone on record stating on my TikTok and Instagram at this point that I do think it might be my #1 read of 2026, which like I understand and completely comprehend how fucking delusional that is. But I still stand by it because it was seriously that good. I devoured this series. So it is a 6-book series and it is a wide choose. I've kind of steered clear of this series for a while because there was 10 alphas as the mates, fated mates specifically. And so I didn't really fully comprehend how that would work because sometimes I think it's hard for a balance of maybe a wide choose with 4 people, 4 men. And it works. Guess what, folks? Jane Washington did it. It was so fucking good. So there's a 6-book series. I'm gonna try to read all the book titles, and I'm gonna preface it with I'm gonna say them all wrong because I recently realized I've been calling book 1 Plier. Okay, Plier. So they're all like ballet words, French. So this is gonna be so humbling. Book 1, Plier. Book 2, Rotourne. Routner. Should I pronounce it how I would? Oh God, okay. Humble me. Book 2, Routner. Book 3, Sauter. Book 4, Relever. Book 5, Glisser. Like a glizzy, like a hot dog. Oh God. Book 6, Elancer. So feel free to correct me in the comments. I know I'm wrong. I know I sound stupid and I'm saying it anyways. So what I loved about this series is we have this FMC who comes to the university, and it's not an Omegaverse, but it is an Omegaverse adjacent series. She is a Sigma, and there's like no Sigmas. Sigmas are bottom of the food chain here. And so like she's basically sent to live in a janitorial closet because they don't have anywhere for her to live. The betas and omegas are treating her horribly. She's had a horrible life, and she starts to befriend the alphas. There are 10 alphas at the university. 8 of them are students. 2 of them are professors of sorts. So that's kind of the base of this, and you just have the evolution of that over time. The other really fun thing about this is they're at a university, but it's a reality TV show. It is, where everything's being filmed. Like, it's giving Love Island kind of, where like there's cameras everywhere, they're filming everything, you know what I mean? And in order to win this competition they're in, you need to have the most like popularity points of sorts. So they're trying to do that, and it's really good. There's a lot of moments that made me sick to my stomach that I couldn't believe were put on page. And then it's just, like I said, I think it's going to be my #1 read of 2026, the series. So do with that what you will. All books, 5 stars. I wanted more from the last book. I felt like, you know how a lot of books, you read them and you're like, oh God, this could have been less books. It could have been more books. I do think the last book could have been stretched out more because I wasn't ready to be done. I did want a scene. I'm a whore. I did want a scene with all 10 guys and our FMC. And actually, for the sake of you guys watching this, I also fan casted all the characters. I got so into it. You'll understand why this series I feel so slutty for it. So we have Isabel Carter, our female main character. Let's go into our professors next. We have Michael Easton. Add a scar to this and it's spot on. We have Kaylin West. Now we're gonna get into all of the alphas that are currently attending the university. We have Cian Ashford. I love him. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. Maybe not. Gabriel Spade. Yeah. Killian Gray. Nico Hart, Moses Kane, Theodore Kane, they're brothers. Elijah Reed, Oscar Sato, my baby. And yeah, those are our characters. So enjoy that. Let me know if you would fan cast him differently. Drop pictures in the comments of who you picture. 5 stars. Okay, so the next book that I read this year is Fierce Protector by Laura Bennett. So this is book 3 in the Bianchi Chronicles. I've read book 1 and 2 and I loved them. That was a wide choose, a Mafia wide choose. And this one is Mafia, except it's a forbidden taboo romance. It is Dad's best friend. So the premise of this is our FMC, you know, kind of works with the mafia, and she's also a doctor, and she has a stalker at work. And we've gotten the information that she's always had a thing for her dad's best friend, and years ago, they kissed. Woo. And come to current time, day and age, and she has a stalker at work. And of course, the only way to resolve this situation is to start fake dating your dad's best friend. It's really good. I love this taboo forbidden shit. Like, I don't know what it says about me. Read it before you judge. I'm not sure. But this is, other than maybe wanting Mr. Kane, one of the other ones that I've really enjoyed of Dad's best friend. Other ones I'm not sure if it like is done quite properly, but this was done very well. So I enjoyed myself with this. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. I reread Blood Oath by Morgan B. Lee because it was our book club pick. So this was a reread for me. It was still a 5-star read. This is a why choose, and it is an academy setting, fated mates, rejected mates, shifters, magic, all the great stuff. And I just forgot how crazy the ending of book 1 was, honestly, because it's a 4-book series, and I just forgot how the first one ended and recalled pretty quickly when our book club read it. I think our book club really enjoyed this one. I certainly enjoyed rereading it. Yeah. So that's still 5 stars for me. Okay, the next one that I read is Cage by Tis Louise. So this one is in a series. I read book 1 already. That one was Pinch. I knew it was gonna come to me. So this is book 2. So we were already introduced to these characters kind of in Pinch. So this one is a like really quirky kind of under one roof roommate, single dad, hockey player, very funny run-in scenes, one bed. So there are some scenes in this, specifically like the one bed where they pretend like when they're there, they've always kind of had feelings for each other, that they are gonna just get this one night and pretend to be strangers and share it together in this one bed scene. But there's also these scenes where their dogs are basically canoodling on their behalf and selling them out, like pulling her like toy from her room after she had used it and running into the guy's room with it, and he's like, what is that? She's like, it's my neck massager. Like, it's just the secondhand embarrassment I had for fictional characters. I was like, no, that's so embarrassing. This was a really fun one. I really like Tia's books. They're very like low pressure, low suspense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I read a lot of things with tension and suspense and stress. So it's a good breakup from all of that for me. I'd give it like a solid 3.5. I thought it was really fun. And remember, like, my ranking scale, like a 3 is a very solid. I always feel like shit because everyone's ranking scales are different. So like a 3. And I'm like, no, like a 3 is a very solid ranking for me. Some of like books that I recommend all the time are 3s. Just Breaking the Rules. This one is a Lauren Blakely book. It's another hockey romance. We had a few fun little rom-coms. I mean, this is like a typical Lauren Blakely book, right? You have like these gushy little rom-coms with some really quirky scenes. There's always gonna be a dog involved in it, and you're just kind of gonna be laughing your ass off through most of the book. And this one did not disappoint. It's not very different. There's some really sweet, like, tension-worthy scenes. This is brother's best friend, or is it best friend's brother? It is brother's best friend. So of course there's like that forbidden, you shouldn't be near him, you're strictly off limits. They were both told not to go near each other. What happens? They go near each other. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was super fun, as per usual, Lauren Blakely. And I was gonna give it a solid 3.5 too. This one was a fun one. Ensnared by Rebecca Quinn. So these next 2 are gonna maybe be controversial opinions. This is a why choose, and I was really enjoying it. It's kind of dystopian-esque in the sense of like, you're in a world that's kind of fallen apart. It reminds me quite a bit of like the Hunger Games in the sense of like the world has fallen to shit. And she comes across these men in the woods and she needs help. She can no longer go on her own. She has no access to like food, shelter, protection, nothing. And they're like, if we can share you between all of us, you can come back with us. And she arrives at their house and it is like penthouse of all penthouses. They got everything. She's like, you're hoarding this for yourselves. Anyways, so yeah, she's getting shared between all these men. I was really enjoying myself at the beginning, and then I felt like maybe it was coming a little redundant. And sometimes with books, when I feel like there's a little plot and more spice, I need a bit of plot to get behind it. And I felt like maybe I was struggling with that. I also want to say though, I struggled with a lot of stress and anxiety inducing things this month. And this was around these next two books I was reading during that time period. So I don't necessarily know if it reflects the books themselves. I did DNF it. I would still give it like a 2.5 because I was really enjoying it at the start. And then I was just like, I lost concentration on it. Do you guys understand that? Like, a lot of DNF books, like I plan on coming back to, and this is one of them. I just feel like in the headspace I was at, I was like, okay, I can't continue this right now because then I would have not enjoyed it. Which brings us to our next one, which is Heavy by M.L. Burns. This one I feel like I had a lot of trouble focusing on as well. I was eyeball reading this. And, you know, it's another why choose. We have this badass FMC that's trying to, I don't want to say get revenge, but it is revenge, but she also wants to get like payback and what's the word I'm looking for? Big words are hard for Maddie today. Anyways, get revenge. Let's just stick with that word. And on this man who had a role in her sister's unaliving. And so, you know, she's trying to go about it her way and ends up in the midst of mafia style club. I'm even kind of unsure if this was the whole theme because I feel like I was floating in space reading it. And essentially what happened, there's like, she gets caught unaliving someone in the alley behind this club. And they say, well, fuck, we can't have that. Like, but they come to a conclusion that like, no, we both want the same guy taken care of. And that's who her aim and goal was. So they're like, all right, you continue with that. We won't get you in trouble for what you did on our property, but now you're going to have to come live under our roof so we can watch what you're doing 24/7. And it's a why choose. And we have like the grumps. We have the older man with the age gap, a little bit of forbidden in here. I do think I need to revisit it. As you can tell, a lot of the knowledge of the book I feel fuzzy on, so I don't think it's a great representation of it. I did DNF it. I was like 35% of the way in. Honestly, if I get anywhere past 20%, I'm going to mark it as a book that I read during the month. Probably unpopular opinion, but I'm going to come back to it. That's my caveat here. The last one that I read this month, 5 stars. I loved it. Chasing the Wild by Elliott Rose. This is a forbidden, taboo cowboy romance. So we have our FMC who is going to try to track down her ex-boyfriend because he took out a loan in her name and her credit, her everything is getting fucked. She owes all this money she doesn't have. She goes to hunt him down and comes across his very attractive father. Long story not so short, she ends up working for his father on his farm to get her veterinarian credits that she needs. Her ex-boyfriend's nowhere to really be found during all this, and she immediately realizes, fuck, this man's hot. Fuck, this guy's dad's hot. And he kind of realizes it too. And because they're high up in the mountains and working on this farm, they also get snowed in and eventually just cannot keep their hands off each other anymore. While we're snowed in, let's just make the most of this. It was so good and so forbidden, and like the sneaking around. Ooh, it was so good. I actually heard that the 4th book was an MM romance, and I was shocked. I picked it up because I don't really follow order. It's like, you don't read, they're interconnected standalones. I'm like, you're supposed to read them in order. No, I skipped to book 4 after book 1. And Emily did yell at me because she said book 2 was her favorite, but I digress. I open it up. One of the men is the boyfriend I was mentioning previously. He's in it, and it's his stepbrother. It's giving Brokeback Mountain, you guys. I am 40% of the way into it. It's going to be my first read probably for February, but I'll talk to you guys about that one next month because I'm really enjoying it so far. But yeah, that one was fantastic. Like 5 stars, glowing review from me. yeah, that was my month in books. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I had a pretty solid month. I'm probably going to slow down a bit after that because that's, you know, how I work, but we'll see. What did you guys read this month? How many books did you read? I also want to like emphasize that this is a space where I'm never like going to be the person that's like, I read more than you, or you need to read a certain amount of books. Even reading one book is fantastic. You've read 30 books, amazing. Like, it's such, I don't know. Am I making sense? All the pages that I read this month, my average rating for all the books that I read this month, and my #1 read of this month. Hopefully for the end of the year, I can do a recap and we can do a bracket for every single month. I think that'd be really fun. So, I hope you guys had a great January. I hope you've been staying safe and warm. It has been brutally cold here. I'm so pissed at that motherfucking groundhog saying we have 6 more weeks of winter. Bro, couldn't you pretend you didn't see your shadow? God damn it, Huxatawny Phil. Oh, can't believe you live in my state. I just want to go to the bookstore. All right, babes. Well, that's my month in reading. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.